What is going on, folks? Welcome back to episode 4 of The Road to Worlds. I thought because of the number of questions I get about how do you create these videos, how do you shoot what you shoot and get the angles and what kind of cameras, all of that stuff. I get tons of questions like that when I meet folks. So I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me behind the scenes to share with you what cameras I use, how I shoot what I shoot, the angles, all of that stuff as a self-filming YouTube endurance athlete. I'm gonna get this ride started. I've got 1 hour on the trainer using Trainer Road. I've got a workout called Old Black, which is 1 hour at kind of a steady state, 80% of FTP. Just some good, steady work.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. God, you're ridiculous.
All right, well, the goal of this video is not to get too far in the weeds on how I record or how I edit. It's mainly to show you how I get the shots and some of the cameras I use. Most of the time during recording inside my garage, I use my nicer Canon R5 just because I do a lot of recording early in the morning where it's dark and it does a great job in lower light. And I can do an external mic, like I have a mic sitting right up here that you can't see, as well as add in lights when I need to, things like that. Because in the dark, it's very hard to capture content without it seeming very fuzzy or getting kind of blocky. So that's what I do most of the time for all of the workouts you see in the garage. And as you could see while I was riding, I'm actually doing the workout riding, and either in between intervals or sections, I'm actually moving the camera around while I'm working out. Every once in a while, if I do a further away shot, I might do that at the very end of the workout just so that I don't necessarily interrupt what I'm doing, but I can take that camera, get off the bike, move it, then come back, get on the bike. And that really disrupts my workout. So I try not to do that too much. I do that maybe once during each video. But for the most part, especially when I'm running, I have to hop off the treadmill in many cases and pause my watch, move the camera, jump back on the treadmill, run, hop off the treadmill. So during intervals, during rest periods, things like that is when I'm moving that camera around a lot. And then when I am out and about, when I am traveling, especially when I go do vlogs on the road, race weeks, things like that, I use this camera here. It is the DJI Pocket 3, and it is great. I was using this to actually film some of the behind the scenes footage. It's really cool because it's an LCD on it, and it's got a gimbal built in, and it's not as big and overbearing, and it doesn't draw as much attention as a big camera with a microphone does. So this is my go-to when I am out and about and I'm talking in public, things like that, just so I don't draw as much attention. Now, I don't use this on my bike or when I'm running. This is not what I use as an action cam or in the pool. We'll get to that next. I've got to get cleaned up now, get some food, get to work. And then this afternoon at lunch, I've got a 4-mile run. So we'll go out down to the tracks and do a run, and I'll show you how I shoot that. Use the Pocket real quick to show you something. Last night while running, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen, I was doing a speed workout on the treadmill, and unfortunately, I shredded my belt. Started to come apart, and the treadmill is out of commission at the moment. Talked to a repair guy. I've got a new belt on order today. It'll be here early next week. I thought about doing the repair myself, tearing it apart. I know I can do it, but just time. I have some trips coming up that I haven't talked about. We'll get to that later in the video. I've got a work trip for a week. I've also got a quick trip back to Philly to see Varlo, and a whole bunch of people in town for my job. So all next week, every single day in the office. The following week, 3 of those days in the office. Then hop on a plane. I'm going to see Varlo. Then I'm back for like 5 days. Then I'm in New York for a week. So we'll go into more details, but it's going to be a wild 3 or 4 weeks. So I am having a repair guy come out hopefully early next week to go ahead and replace it. It's like $160 for the belt, $140 for the install, but I don't have to tear this whole thing apart and spend, who knows, half a day. I don't know how hard it is to actually replace a belt on a treadmill. So I want to make sure that it's dialed in, it's balanced, because when I first got this treadmill, the belt wasn't balanced and it kind of went off the edge and tore the belt almost immediately. It tore a little piece off the belt. A lot of miles on this one. He told me every 5 years you should replace your treadmill belt. This thing's at least 8 years old. But it's lunchtime, so I'm gonna knock out this 4-mile run, take you along with me, show you the different things I use while running. I do use an action cam, which is the Insta360 Go Ultra, which is brand new. I used to use the GoPro pretty much for all of my action shots, or the Insta360 X4, X5, which is the 360 camera. But now I have pretty much started using the Insta360 Go Ultra for a lot of shots when running because it is so small and so convenient. Has a magnet, I can stick it to lots of places, so it makes life very easy. The other thing I use usually at the end or the beginning of my runs, just because it's inconvenient to carry with me, it's a lot easier to carry on the bike, but you just heard it, is the Hover X1 Max. This is a 4K, 8K drone that follows you. You've probably, if you're on social media, seen it before, but this is how I get a lot of my shots that are following me either in front of me, on the side of me, behind me, all from this, both on the run and on the bike. But like I said, usually I'm just using this at the beginning or the end because I don't want to carry it with me for my whole run.
I like that with the chemistry, yeah. And when you bite back, you can remedy that. I'm into energy and telling the facts, tenderize my tendency. They better be back, so relax. I'm on the track, this right is my home. I never act, so you feel my tone. Oh no, we go again. And you said that we were only friends. She just hit me with the blue veins, now she gon' ice cold, ice cold. She just hit me with the blue veins, now she gon'.
Fortunately, recording while running is probably one of the most disruptive when I want to get shots of me running past the camera. Otherwise, as I'm running, I can just move the camera around here, down at my feet, really easy. But if I want to actually set the camera up, then I have to run up, set it up, run back, run by it, run back and get it. So those shots are the most disruptive. So that's why there are very few of those in my videos. And the thing that makes this the most difficult, after you've recorded the footage, after you've figured out what you're gonna say and the script and the story, is actually the editing. And I think this is where most attempts at becoming a YouTuber fail, is people underestimate the amount of work required to edit these videos. I put in 6, maybe 8 hours each week into my videos, and that's from selecting music, that's from color correcting, that's from editing. So it is a big, big undertaking, and I'm really efficient at it. I've been doing this for years now. So one thing I would say is if you are interested in doing this, I would figure out which video editing tool you're gonna use. I use Adobe Premiere, that is a subscription. I pay for that, $50-some every single month. There are free tools like DaVinci, Apple has Final Cut. There are other free tools, iMovie, all types of things you can use. You don't have to have a fancy piece of software, but you have to know how to use it. You have to learn how to use it because that takes time. And the only way you're gonna learn how to use it is by making video after video after video. Now let me tell you, when I started making my videos, they were not very good. It took me a long time, lots of hours of editing, figuring out how to make a story. But the only way to do it is to start doing it. Start making videos and start putting them out there. Because if you never do, if you just record and never actually do the hard part, the hard work is the editing, you're never gonna get anything out there. One thing I will say that I find hard to do is filming myself in public. Even after all these years of doing this, I still have a hard time taking the camera out, talking to it while I'm out here running. It just feels, or riding, or sitting at a table. I just feel like a total dweeb doing it. But you know what, honestly, most people don't even pay attention nowadays. So I have slowly come to terms with it. Another tip I will give you about making videos is lots and lots of B-roll, lots and lots of different angles. If I just recorded me running in one direction, forward or on the bike, that becomes boring really fast. But if I'm constantly changing the video, which you'll notice, I've got angles from my feet, from behind, up ahead. No more than maybe 5 or 10 seconds max do I usually show any one angle. And that keeps the viewer engaged. It keeps you wondering what's coming next, keeps the excitement up. And the same when I'm talking. When I am usually talking, you'll see the camera go from here, then to here, and then from here, and then to here. Or then I'll be talking over here. And what I'm doing is I'm completing a sentence, moving around, and then I'm starting to talk again. And what I'm doing is I'm completing a sentence, and then I'm starting to talk again, because what that does is it just keeps you, the viewer, engaged. How you doing?
She just hit me with the blue face and she gone. She just hit me with the blue face and she gone.
All right, well, that was 4 miles, not bad, pretty easy pace. Now, running back home, cool off a little bit, eat a quick bite at my desk, and finish the workday. So that's probably gonna be it for this part of the video today. We're gonna pick up tomorrow and take you to the pool. I'll be headed to the pool at 5:15 tomorrow morning. Tonight, my daughter has a performance, so I will be going to that at 7 o'clock. And that's really it today. But one last thing I did think about while running was part of telling a story is taking someone from one place to another. You're on a journey. And a lot of times in my vlogs, I am going throughout my day. I'm here, done with this, then I'm getting in the car, I'm going here. And part of telling a good story is helping people understand that they're traveling along with you. So a lot of times I will put in footage of me hopping in the car, a little bit of me on the road or driving. And those are really good transitions, because if I just was at home and finished a run workout and then all of a sudden, snap, I'm out here doing something else, your mind doesn't really follow, okay, we were here, now we're somewhere completely different. So if you can help someone transition in your video more naturally, like seeing that you hopped in the car and you drove a little bit, will just help them transition from one scene to another more smoothly. Well, it is Friday morning. I'm about to head off to the pool, so let's talk cameras and recording in the water. The primary camera I use is the GoPro. This is a Hero 11, and I put it on a small little tripod, and this tripod allows me to set it on the bottom of the pool. This tripod does have a little lift on the tripod, but this I typically place on the pool, and I can angle it based on what I'm doing. If I'm swimming past it, or I'll just lay it on the bottom of the pool sometimes if you see that I swim over it. Sometimes I will put it right up against the edge of the wall so that when I flip, you're really just kind of seeing my feet as they come over. or face it at the wall so you see my flip turn. And those are primarily the way I shoot videos in the pool. Sometimes I'll have somebody with me that will actually have the camera and they'll be kind of swimming or with fins. But now recently I've been trying to change it up with the Insta360 Go Ultra. They have this little headband clip, which you may have seen people use, and it can be folded down. But the cool thing about it is I put this on my cap for now. They have come out with a headband that I am waiting to get because I think it'll make it a lot easier. But the cool thing about this is I can take this and put it on. I've used this in the open water and in the pool, but now I can take this and I can take this little camera and put it right on the clip. So now you could see my hands as I am swimming, and you can see either the end of the pool, the line in the bottom of the pool, or if I'm in open water, when I get up and I look around or sight at buoys. This thing has been really cool to use. I'm looking forward to the headband because I think it'll be more secure, but I feel like this just gives a little bit different perspective than just seeing me swim back and forth. And that's basically all I do for swimming in the pool. A lot of my filming I do in the beginning of the workout or during the warm up when we are not in doing tons of hard sets and the rests aren't short. But as time permits, if we are doing shorter sets, it's easy for me to drop the camera down. And again, the people I swim with, they don't mind me recording. So that's something you do have to be aware of if you're going to start putting a camera in the pool. Are people sensitive to you putting the camera down there and possibly getting them swim? But I don't really have any issues with that because I swim with these people all the time. They know that I make videos. It's not a big deal.
Me and my folks all good, that sun is shining. Ay, chillin' with my feet kicked up like I ain't trying. Yeah, this is what I want on summer, yeah. Gangs all here, let's run it, yeah. Vibes right here, 100, yeah. I've been on game like EA. Sippin' too soon, that pregame. Time to find two, that three-way. I just went fast like we late. I just thank God like he said. How can I not, yeah, we straight. She just tapped in like relay. Yeah, it's on me like prepaid. If you ain't hip, you adios. I just feel lucky that particle. Getting that brain like on a roll. I have my goals and I double dose. I just went in, yeah. And I ain't look back. I got these wins, yeah. And the vibes on that. I've been vibing with the crew. Ain't no silence, that's the move. If you killing on the vibe.
All right, well, that was a good swim. A lot of fin work in the beginning made my toes start cramping up at the end. Anytime I use fins, I start to get toe cramps. So towards the last part of the swim, we weren't using any fins, but at that point, my toes were pretty much toast. But as you can see from my swim sections of my videos, I try and keep them moving fast, just like I do the other workout parts. I don't want it to get boring. Lots of angles, moving the camera around, only 4 or 5 seconds per angle, just to keep it moving, keep it quick. If I just put the camera on the side of the pool and you watch me swim down and then swim back and then swim down, that gets boring really fast. So one of the things I try and do is keep my videos moving. But from here, I'm headed home, gonna hop on the trainer. Today, I've got an hour-long bike. I won't record that just because you've seen what that was like yesterday. But tomorrow, I will be out on the bike on the road, and we'll take a look at how I do that. I do have one bike mount I'm trying today on the rear of the bike by the tire, just to see what kind of perspective that will give us. It's right here behind the seat post. We'll see what that does. One of the unique things that some of the cameras have, like the Insta360 Go Ultra is detachable mounts that are very easy. It's got a push button, you can just pop it off. You no longer have to use the twist screw like you did on the GoPro and all of the other action cameras for so long, which required two hands unscrewing it. Now it's magnetic and it snaps in, makes things a lot easier to switch around on the go.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play. You know I don't.
I'm about 45 minutes in, just about to hit some hill repeats out here. It is really overcast today. The weather's not too cold, but if you do filming with action cams, you'll realize that the footage, when it's dark, is not very good. So today, this might not look that great.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Don't give me this. Don't give me lip. That's what you get when you act the fool. Just one of these days, you're gonna get paid. Better watch your back. It's gonna get personal.
This is pretty cool out here. I used to live out this way out in Corona, but it's been a long time, and this road didn't used to exist, so it is great climbing. I definitely can see doing this quite a bit from here to Spain.
It's gonna get. It's personal. Better watch your back. It's gonna get. It's gonna get personal.
All right, well, I am done with the ride. 3 hours knocked out, got some good climbing in there. Now I've got a 4-mile run at an 8:30 pace. So I'm gonna knock this out and then I'm done for the day. Well, I think I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you leave a comment because I feel like I do have a lot of experience with making these types of videos, getting used to talking with the camera out in public, writing scripts, creating a story, and editing, things like that. So if you did enjoy this, let me know. The other thing I can do is talk about more details of the cameras, how I use them, what I like, what I don't like, all that type of stuff. So, but my goal with doing videos like that is that they don't deviate too far from what I do, which is still tell a story, to take you along the journey while I'm doing it, but teach you a little bit about how I do this. But before I let you go, I just want to say thank you to all of you who visited Daily Cadence, purchased either shirts, sweatshirts, coffee cups, hats, all that stuff. I greatly appreciate it. I don't have all the names with me, so I'll put them on the screen right after this. But thank you.
Being honest, loving you the hardest thing to do, so I keep to myself. I feel like I'm falling in and out of consciousness. Yeah. Now we starting to talk, let's killing all the progress. Really hard to process, you treat me like an object. Baby, we toxic, can't we stay on topic? I feel like we lost it, feel like we lost it. Take my love, don't waste it. Even though I don't mind waiting. Late test, my mind racing. What else I have to do, girl, to press me? All in want you.